In the heart of Kenya, during the 19th century, a great resistance against foreign invaders was brewing. It was the time when the British Empire sought to extend its influence across East Africa, and one of their most ambitious projects was the construction of the Kenya-Uganda Railway. But there was one man who would not bow down to this colonial force, a leader of unmatched courage and determination, Okoyot Kimnyole, the chief of the Nandi people. The Nandi, proud and fierce, lived in the highlands of Kenya, a land rich in history, culture, and a steep connection to their ancestry. To the British, the Nandi were merely a hurdle in the path of progress, but to Kimnyole, the railway posed a grave threat not just to his people's land but to their identity. Little did the British know that this man would stand against them, leading a resistance that would become a symbol of African defiance. As the British began to survey the land for the railway, they reached the Nandi territory, where Okoyot Kimnyole ruled. The construction of the railway, a monumental project that would link Uganda to the Kenyan coast, was meant to serve the economic interests of the British Empire. But in the eyes of the Nandi, the railway was an invasion, an attempt to carve through their land and impose foreign rule. Kimnyole saw the project not just as a construction project, but as an existential threat. He was a powerful leader, not only commanding respect among his people but also deeply invested in protecting the land that had been passed down through generations. The Nandi had always been a strong, independent people, and they were determined not to let this foreign intrusion go unchallenged. The British, knowing the challenge ahead, tried to use force to intimidate the Nandi. But Kimnyole was no ordinary chief. He led his people in guerrilla warfare, using their knowledge of the land to carry out ambushes on the British troops. The Nandi warriors were skilled, and they fought fiercely, slowing down the construction of the railway. Their resistance became a thorn in the side of the British Empire, forcing them to rethink their strategy. As the resistance continued, the British began to grow frustrated. They were not used to being defied by an African leader. In their minds, they had to find a way to break Kimnyole's will and restore their plans to construct the railway. They knew if they could deal with Kimnyole, the Nandi resistance would lose its backbone. To accomplish this, the British devised a plan to lure Kimnyole into a trap. They organized a diplomatic meeting, a supposed peaceful visit, designed to catch him off guard. They promised him that they would come to a settlement and seek an agreement, but this was nothing more than a ruse to end his defiance once for all. On the fateful day, Kimnyole, trusting that peace could be achieved through diplomacy, agreed to meet with British officials. He stepped out of his hut, perhaps with hope in his heart that the Nandi might finally be able to coexist with colonizers.
However, as he emerged from his home, the plot was set into motion. Without warning, Kimnyole was shot and killed by the British soldiers who had been waiting in ambush. The death of Okoyot Kimnyole was a devastating blow to the Nandi resistance. With their leader gone, the spirit of defiance began to wane, and the Nandi were forced to retreat. The British, having eliminated their most formidable opponent, pressed on with the construction of the Uganda Kenya Railway, trampling over the land Kimnyole had fought so hard to protect.
Though he fell on that tragic day, his influence continues to resonate, reminding us all of the price paid for the freedoms we enjoy today. Kimnyole may have lost his life, but the story remains a powerful chapter in the history of African resistance against colonialism.